You've just seen a clip from Walt Disney's Fantasia that I saw when I was really young in the cinema, and it totally blew my mind. And it's only kind of now and more recently I've realized what a huge effect it had on me in terms of sound and light and color, something that's just been a ongoing theme throughout all of my work. And it was only much later I realized that the Russian animator Oskar Fischinger, whose work I adored later, and only later in my life found out he had quite a huge part in making that particular section for the film. I was a strange kid, and I was just obsessed with comic books and animation, so I'd spend most of my time in this fantasy world. And as much as I loved the traditional Disney movies, particularly this movie, all of it, I appreciate every part of it. Even the more abstract pieces especially were just quite mesmerizing. And at the time I didn't quite understand what I was seeing. I wasn't really into classical music, but just seeing sound moving in that way just had a really hugely profound impact on me. And it still resonates with me today. And in terms of Oskar Fischinger's work, I'll talk later about another animator I was a big fan of, but every piece, if you don't know his work, it's been completely ripped off by everyone now, but he did some groundbreaking work specifically describing sound with shapes and colors and light. And I adore his work, and I still love the film. The sequel to it, I wasn't interested in. There wasn't any of it that I really enjoyed, but Disney's Fantasia is one of my favorite movies of all time. So Fantasia originally came out in 1940. I must have seen it in maybe 1976 when I was about 10 years old. And then in 1977, there was a big year for movies, Saturday Night Fever and Star Wars, which obviously took over every young child's life. But the film for me that meant a lot was Close Encounters. So Close Encounters are the third kind, to give it its full title. So we're going to see a clip from that next.